Welcome back. Welcome back. We're getting some really weird count-ins today, so I'm sorry to be looking down at my phone, but my daughter is texting me to send her a Venmo, and she's fully aware that I'm on television at this time, but she's just not concerned about it. And I know we can kill some time today because Frank usually corrects my mistakes in this WTF, what the facts. And I feel like for a Money Monday, where I had no alcohol consumption over the weekend, that I was on the money today, and I didn't make any mistakes.
You know what, John? Maybe this not drinking is well suited for you, because I looked and you did not make any factual, and I can't even believe I'm about to say this, but you didn't even make any grammatical errors today. Now, normally when you get your facts right, there's at least one "she did good" instead of "she did well" that I can count on. Nothing. You are 100% accurate when it comes to the facts.
On the money.
You are on the money on this Money Monday.
Let's toast to that. Here you go. Here's to you, my friend.
I do have to say, it is my unfortunate duty to report one bit of breaking news that hospital officials in Texas are saying that 2 more people who had come to the hospital with injuries from the El Paso attack have now died. So the death toll in that El Paso shooting has now risen from 20 to 22. And of course, there's been 9 people that were also killed in Ohio, including the shooter's own sister. So the death toll from the tragic shootings over the weekend now has risen to 31, unfortunately. But I do wonder, John, it was an interesting, in New York City and really nationally, one of the most important voices in conservative media is the New York Post. And this morning, the front page of the New York Post was an editorial. It's very rare that they put an editorial on the front page, calling for the president to ban assault weapons and to act on some sort of sensible gun control measure. And then this is a conservative publication, one of the most prominent in the whole country. Do you think, and it's one that the president reads, do you think that this will get the president and maybe some members of the Republican Congress to change their tune?
Hey, I like seeing the Post say sensible things. And I think, my father was a cop. I'm really proud of that. I'm proud to be the son of an NYPD officer. And I think if there's semi-automatic weapons, they should be in the hands of the law enforcement. And as a strict constitutionalist, there was a reason that these brilliant men who founded our country made number 2 issue the Second Amendment, guns, right? Because it was to prevent against a tyrannical government, and they always wanted the people to be armed so they're not taken advantage of by their government. And there were only long arms then, and there were no semi-automatic weapons. So people should have the right to a long gun to go hunting, to protect their land, and no trespassing. But there's very few bodegas that are stuck up with, a hunting rifle. It's pretty hard to conceal. So the Post is on to something. And, I'm always talking about the purple people. That doesn't mean like we should have, I don't believe that we should have unmitigated guns. There should be some sensible gun laws. And I just want to point this out because we look at, I look at social media and all this stuff, and a good friend who's quite liberal, in my view, Jill Foligno, great artist, okay? She quoted Gloria Steinem, and Gloria Steinem said this: how about we treat every young man who wants to buy a gun like every woman who wants to get an abortion? Mandatory 48-hour waiting period, parental permission, a note from his doctor providing he understands what he's about to do, a video to watch about the effects of gun violence, and only a handful of places where you can get a gun in each state. And when you think about it, it's really a pretty good correlation. Like, you know what I mean? If a woman should have the right to do what she wants with her body, and she has to go through all these government checks, I don't think it's that unreasonable that every person that wants to get a gun should go through at least that.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We saw in the aftermath of the Las Vegas shooting, Congress and the president actually did take action and ban bump stocks so that you couldn't turn a semi-automatic weapon into what amounts to a fully automatic weapon. It'll be interesting to see if this is a similar wake-up call. I'm not terribly optimistic. I'll be honest. After Sandy Hook, when all those children were murdered, if the country really didn't do anything, either from a mental health stealth perspective or an assault weapon perspective. If that didn't wake up people up, I don't know what will. And unfortunately, I think we're going to be here talking about this in another city and another place sometime soon. Thank you, though, for watching, and thank you to Brian Silverstein for hosting me in Marlboro, New Jersey, where all the Staten Islanders moved to. It was great to visit that town. I hope to be back soon.
Well, it was another successful Money Monday edition of Liquid Lunch. The markets are down, but stay steady. Don't go panic selling. Let things settle down. We'll keep you posted on what's happening like we always do. It's only Monday, and we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same channel.